Hey YouTube, coming at you with my second Great League Remix team. Feeling pretty good about this meta. I've done 5 teams so far with Great League Remix. I'm up about 250 ELO. I'm up to 2660 after like puttering around 2400 for what seemed like 2 weeks there. Making a little bit of run. Got some good teams. I'm liking this meta. There are some just like, there's Annihilate, there's Quagsire, there's lots of Mantines and stuff like that. But not having like Whiscash, not having Skarmory, has made it really, really good to try new Pokemon, and I've got a bunch of teams that are working. So we're gonna bring those probably I don't know about non-stop because it's also on next week, so I need some videos next week, but I should have a lot of teams this week. So I mentioned in my video yesterday, Togedemaru double flyer, that I'm gonna just counter it directly. And it wasn't like oh, I just put this team, I want to counter it. It was just like, I know there's a lot of, I'm seeing quite a lot of steals actually. I'm seeing a lot of I got Steelix on my next team. I'm seeing Ferrothorns a bunch. So there are some steals, so Annihilate works there. And then there's a lot of flyers, right? I mentioned Mantine. I've seen a lot of Mandibuzz, Glygars. So there's a lot of flyers. So double ice. So you're weak to fighting in the back. You're weak to electric in the back. Walrein or Dugong are both good safe swaps. So you can use either. So if I see like a Steel or something on the lead or Dugong, I'll probably just stay in here. But otherwise, you're getting out. I'm just going Night Slash because I feel like I can just Night Slash and counter down and come out with some energy and then maybe make a swap if I need to. And they shield. So it's probably just Icy Wind, but I usually just try and match shields in this scenario. And again, I go up to Shadow Ball to at least fake it, but I'm just going Night Slash. The lag, I don't think I'd get anything more than a great throw the majority of the time because like the frame drops and stuff like that is crazy right now. They do lower my tech again. I probably instant swap. Yeah, so it's a dragon, so I have 2 answers for that and Gramble in the back. So this is over because I now have what is another ice and half a fighter, not even half a fighter, a little bit of a fighter left for their other dragon. So Icy Wind here. I do use a Ninetales coming up. I've got a lot of like good teams and good Pokemon coming up that all seem to have worked in this meta. So we'll see how it goes. So I got the attack fall, lower the thing, get another Icy Wind off. So this game is basically over. I mean, it is over. So pretty easy one there. Good alignment and stuff. Charizard, okay, terrible lead. This one I go Walrein. There is no reason to go Walrein over Dugong or Dugong over Walrein. I think they both play a very similar role. Obviously, Walrein with the Powder Snow Ice Cold Spear is a little spammy on that end, but then Ice Shard, Icy Wind, Drill Run is pretty good for, I mean, Dugong's better for bulk and just like lowering your opponent's attack and maybe flipping it that way. So both are good safe swaps. I'm fine using both. I just decided to use Walrein in this one. Grab the second shield. And get to the third move. Again, this is where your Walrein would just outpace Dugong to the Icicle Spears way faster than the Icy Winds. So I grabbed both shields, take it out. Now I can get Dugong aligned here. I was worried it could be a Blast Burn right away, so I did shield. Just a Dragon Claw. So they actually do get to a Blast Burn, and it really hurts here. Because it is Shadow Charizard hits like a truck. So this will hurt a lot. Not quite enough to take me out. I do take it out, and now it's just what is in the back. I'll probably instant swap. And it is a Dragonair. They outpace me to the move, but I live. And then I get to the Shadow Ball, take them out. This is where Annihilate. Again, I don't even have good IVs for Annihilate. People ask me, why are you using 15, 15, 14 Annihilate? You would think with all the friggin' Kanto events and all the friggin' Mankeys that I caught that I could get a good IV Mankey. I do not have a good IV Mankey. So this was actually my best one. I have like hundos and then I got like crap. So that is why I'm using a 15, 15, 14. It's not like I want to use it in the Great League. Is because I've truly caught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Mankeys and I do not have one good IV Mankey. So it's kind of crazy. I shield one dig and I just go for the full farm down. I do get hit with a second dig, which is okay. I'm still loaded with energy. Get this drill run off. I'll get a couple drill runs off. And then maybe even just an Icy Wind for my third one just to lower its attack. And then have an Annihilate come and counter. We'll see. Yeah, because a third draw run doesn't take out here, so I feel like my best play, if I could, I don't even get to move. That's fine. Out comes their Annihilape, and then it says this game's over, right? I need to bait and like hope for a boost is my only potential win condition. But they are ahead on a fighter here. I do not get the boost, so I'm like, okay, let's maybe come in here, force them to throw, maybe get like a Icicle Spear off and grab a shield or take it low enough that I can counter. So get the Icicle Spear off. It does take them low. And we actually take each other out, which is huge. And now I can go, oh, so I do end up winning that. So like that's the kind of spamminess of Walrein coming in there. Hypno. Interesting. Again, Walrein or Dugong's 5 here. I maybe should have gone Dugong because Dugong's tankier and I could have shielded up a first one and then lowered their attack and then I would have had an easier time here. I do shield up a Shadow Ball, which is nice, but these confusions are chunking, especially on a Shadow Walrein. So maybe Dugong would have been better there, but Hypno, for something that I said is irrelevant, back here. Out comes the Obstagoon. So I'll chip here. Oh, our shield. That's okay. They're going to farm down. Get a couple, at least one counter there, which is double super effective. So this is nice. Night Slash hurts. Not enough to take out, and it's a Carbink in the back. So Carbink's not terrible for Annihilape if you have full health. It's bad for Annihilape when you're so low. So double ice in the back is double weak to rock, like you're weak to rock in the back, so immediately you're in big trouble. You would resist rock with Annihilape and do neutral with counter and then neutral with Shadow Ball, but I'm just so far behind on health that it was just kind of tricky, and they get to the second rock slide before I get to the move, which will not quite take me out, so that's nice. This should take them out, but then the Obstagoon just can get a little more farm. Yeah, one more counter, which means I'm now in Night Slash range, and I'm going to be taken out here. So once I lost the shield on Hypno, this game was basically over, even though I generally had good alignment there. Galvantula. Galvantula is a kind of a core breaker, but as you're going to see, not a terrible one because of how just glassy Galvantula is. Obviously, weak to electric in the back. I've got to stay here. Hit him with the Night Slash, and resisted counters and a non-stab Night Slash puts this down to the yellow. I know it's a Shadow and it's a Galvantula to begin with. And they try to bait a lunge, and I get the full farm down. So I took it in the zero shield, which is not what you would expect to happen in this matchup. So that's fine. Just try and chip here. Again, either or is fine. I think I'm going Walrein just because of the spamminess factor, right? Because it takes 5 Ice Shards, which is a 3-turn move, to get to Icy Wind and draw one, but it only takes 5 Powder Snows to get to Icicle Spear, which is a 2-turn move, so you're getting there way faster. And Icicle Spears really chunk on a Walrein. So being able to just like spam here, right? And these Powder Snows are adding up. So Dugong and Walrein, even though they play exact same typing and same sort of moveset overall, they do play very different roles. Walrein is your pressure, fast move, fast and charge move pressure, and then Dugong is more of your bulky, lower the attack, just try and chip. And they have a Ninetales in the back, which is a Powder Snow. So they're going to need to get off basically 2 Dazzling Gleams, and I only need to get off 2 Drill Runs. So I think advantage me, and then I should be able to Ice Shard the Sableye down before they get to it. If they were at a Powder Snow, I think they could have maybe chipped, because then they could have clawed me down. But now I will be able to Ice Shard them down. So if they had like a Powder Snow chip, I mean, Weather Ball chip potentially there. So Dragon, instant swap into Dugong. Again, no reason over Dugong over Walrein, just felt it in the moment. Swampert. Swampert's not a good answer to Dugong. They need to hit an Earthquake. I think I let this go. It's always such a bait game here. And and I call the bait correctly. But now they're just going to have to commit to the hydros. So I end up shielding because I think I can farm down. Yeah, so I end up farming down and coming out with energy, knowing that they're getting to the third hydro, just because the shadow does that much more damage. It is a Poliwrath, so glad my Walrein is not seeing this, and they let it go, which is quite nice, because now I can just like counter this and aware that they're going to try and swap immediately. Again, I need to watch out for Brick Break will... Do they have Brick Break or do they have... Yeah, Brick Break will hurt and lower my defense. So that's not good. This will grab a shield. Hopefully I can grab one more. No. So now I need to make a decision here. The counters are adding up. I don't think there's a point of throwing. I think it's just trying to come out with like a Shadow Ball in a bit. So let the first one go. It's resisted. I mean, they could throw Dragon Claw, so I don't know why they didn't, but... and now it's just being confident that you're going to get to 2 Shadow Balls before they get to 2 Icy Winds, realistically. Like, even at that point, I could have, like, Night Slash, but just to make sure. Night Slash would be resisted, so take it with the Shadow Ball. Magnezone, great lead. Where you want to see it. Mantine, again. There's no... I think both are fine. I think Dugong, because Mantine's so bulky, I think Dugong just being as bulky makes you okay here. So, gonna lower the attack with Icy Wind, and now it's a very, very slow Icy Wind versus Aerial Ace matchup, which I should have an advantage on. They are spammier than you, right? The Wing Attack Aerial Ace is way spammier than Ice Shard Icy Wind. But lowering the attack, hitting them with the Ice Shard Icy Winds. I think I grab a shield here because I think they're trying to fight for switch, knowing how bad of a matchup they have there. Let's see if I try to keep alignment or I let this go. I try and keep alignment here. Just because I really don't want my Walrein to see it. But I think they try and fight for... Yeah, they fight for it even more here. And at this point, I'm like, okay, it's probably Magnezone double Flyer, because it's very similar to what I ran yesterday with Togedemaru double Flyer. That lineup works. So I'm like, okay, let's come in Walrein. Let's come in here knowing they're going to have a Flyer. That's fine. I can chip here with Shadow Ball. Not enough to take out. And then what I'm hoping I can do is, I want them to take me out like right now, but they're not. So smart on them. What I wanted them to do is take me out immediately. So I could like come in and get ahead on like 3 or 4 Powder Snows. So I'm closer to the Earthquake, and then I'll just outpace the Magnezone, which does not have a lot of energy. So I only get like 2 there. I already had 1, so 5. And now it's a race. They'll get to the first Mirror Shot, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I mean, I have a shield anyways. And now I can take them out. So a couple more battles here. Guzzlord, great lead. And I got 3 answers for this. And Cresselia again is a tough one because it has Grass Knot for your waters in the back, and it's a psychic, right? So it's gonna have your fast move and charge move and then resist counters. You will hit super effective with Shadow Ball and Night Slash, but it's just kind of a bad matchup to begin with. So they grabbed a shield, and immediately I'm like, oh, this is gonna be tricky, because what's gonna happen is they're still gonna chip a ton. I'll be able to keep switch, but they'll be up to shield and probably just go 2 shield whatever's in the back here. So if it's like an Annihilate or something in the back to deal with Walrein as well here, I'm in trouble. Because I'm already low. Like I lost a shield and I'm super low here. So this is not an ideal scenario for me. And they just get ahead on Feraligatr energy. So come Walrein, right? Knowing that I can resist the Hydros and Ice Beams. But I'm a Shadow. They have Crunch. And they have Crunch. Okay. If they had Hydro and Ice Beam, I probably would have had a better chance. But with the crunch, really puts me in a really, really tough spot. So I'm still down shields. They get the second crunch off to take me out. They're going to get a hydro here, so I have to shield the hydro. This thing is so spammy now that it has Shadow Claw. And now I'm down 2 shields to 0. So I'm going to lose, even though I have a good matchup here. They will just get to like the crunch. Dragon Tails will add up. Crunch will add up. So trying to boost myself, but not happening here. And then you're going to see my 5-0 here next. And that put me over 2,500. This put me over 2,500. Or was I already over 2,500 after yesterday? So bad lead. I have 2 answers for this in the back. That's fine. Dugong coming in here. Get hit with a Poliwrath. But this is one of those, hopefully I can grab a shield sort of things. Or hopefully Walreign's going to sweep in the back and I just pulled out one of their only fighters. I'll let this go. Everything's resisted. They lower my attack. That's kind of smart. So I'm lowering their attack. They lower my attack so Drowan's not going to take out, right? So if Drowan's not going to take out and they're just going to farm me down, I'd rather just lower their attack so that way these Scalds and Icy Winds are not doing as much on Annihilate. But at this point, it's, you know, Walreign's going to very easily handle Gligar. So it's just trying to see what else is in the back here. So letting this go, farming down, expecting the Gligar coming in. I'm like blind swapping. And I blind swap into a Mantine. So again, double flyer, ABA double flyer. They shield. I know they can only throw aerial aces at me. Which I'm going to have to take one, I think. Because I'd rather take an aerial ace on a Mantine than take it on a Gligar. So I wouldn't be surprised if I let this one go. I do have energy on Annihilate, right? So I'm not in the worst case scenario. And then how low will this take it? I'm going to win CMP here and basically force the shield because I don't think they're going to want to take Powder Snows on their Gligar, but I think at this point I can outpace. And they come in Gligar, snipe me, so kind of a good snipe, but I do have energy, and I have maybe like those couple Powder Snows puts this in Shadow Ball range, so I'm able to take this out with Shadow Ball, and then I think the Mantine's low enough that I counter here. I think the Mantine's low enough that I can counter down before they get to a move. And that's exactly what happened. So huge, what is essentially like a hard counter team for a 5-0 there. So yeah, 5-0 there. Got a few more teams coming. I got one with Steelix. I got one with Charmaine Ninetales. I've got a, what's the team I just used? That worked very well as well. K9. Cancer Ninetales. I finally got to break out because, again, no Whiscash on 50% of the teams. And less Poliwrath because people are scared of the Flyers, right? So I got K9 to work finally this season. So I'm up to 2666. I still have like 60 battles today. I'm filming this Saturday morning, so I got still like 60 battles to do today. So I'm going to try and push. Ask for your ideas there. So hopefully I can choose some teams and pump out lots of videos and pump out lots of wins. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll probably have another video this afternoon just because I've got so many teams. So check that out and have a good weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one.